Hello everyone, welcome back to another Rin Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Season 1 of the new Daredevil Born Again show. As a fan of the original show, I honestly really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed that it is meant to be a continuation, and they have the references to all the stuff that happened in the other seasons and things like that. One of the things, the very opening scene was a very well done scene. A lot of my favorite parts of the show were the camera work and just the cinematography in general, like the coloring on the shots, the camera work, the different lighting design, like everything like that. Just the technical aspects of it was the thing that made me love this show so much. Like in the very opening scene when they're in the bar and you've got Foggy talking on the phone, and it showcased Daredevil using his powers and honing in on what was going on with Foggy. That was one of my favorite moments of the show. Then that same thing does happen again later on in the show. In, I believe it was episode 8 that it happened again. When it showcases Daredevil using his heightened senses, the way they showed that was one of my favorite things of the entire show, because they had, I remember seeing an interview where they were talking about how they had 3 cameras all set up on a rig, and they had it, each one had a different, aspect ratio on it, and they stitched them all together so that they could expand the aspect ratio and then shrink it down and everything. And so they had this rig come up with all 3 of these cameras, stitched it together so they could expand the aspect ratio when he starts to use the powers, and then they had it hone in directly onto Foggy and then shrank the aspect ratio down, and then they did the exact same thing later on in the show. And I thought that was really cool, the way they did that, like the technical way they did that. I also really love when they do oneers in shows and movies and things. So getting to see that whole oneer that they did in that first episode between Daredevil and Bullseye was also very cool. The lighting on all the different scenes where there's very vibrant colored lighting that's meant to showcase something, and just the changing of hues on certain scenes and things like that. The technical side of this show was absolutely incredible in my opinion. I also absolutely love the way that all the actors play their characters. They do such an incredible job. One of the main things that I really liked about the storyline they kind of went with was that they had, the opening sequence where a bunch of stuff ends up happening, and basically Daredevil, he stops being Daredevil. Matt Murdock stops being Daredevil. And then progressively throughout the beginning few episodes of the show, it's both him and Wilson Fisk, so both Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk, who are moving past their alter ego identities of obviously Wilson Fisk being Kingpin and Matt Murdock being Daredevil. So it's a whole big, the main thing is they're both past those identities. They're we're done being these people. And I think what was really cool was they were both slowly regressing back to their alter ego selves in the same time and in the same sort of ways. Because when you have the first appearance back of Matt Murdock in the Daredevil suit, it's him fighting Muse at the same time that you have Wilson Fisk as Kingpin basically fighting against the guy that Vanessa slept with. So both of those are happening simultaneously. It cuts between them, and it just looks so incredible in that shot. And most of the other shots where it's showcasing, Wilson Fisk coming back and becoming Kingpin, or Matt Murdock coming back and becoming Daredevil, they are all happening simultaneously and happening together. There's also just a lot of really cool fight scenes and stuff in there. Especially in episodes 5, episode 6. I think episode 7 had a pretty good fight scene. The last episodes have some great fight scenes. 8 and 9. I wouldn't say 8 really has many like fight scenes, but it has some really, really cool scenes. But 9 definitely has some great fight scenes, and getting to see like a bunch of these other characters, like getting to see Wilson Fisk back, getting to see Matt Murdock back, getting to see Bullseye back, and even getting to see like Punisher back in the show was really, really cool. Personally, I don't know if I would say I enjoyed Daredevil Born Again more than I did the original show on Netflix, just because of how good season 3 specifically was. Like, all the seasons are really good, but season 3 is just such an incredible like piece of superhero television and superhero media that like I don't know if I could say Daredevil Born Again was better. I don't think I would, but it was definitely still a very, very good show. It had the same sort of feel that the original Daredevil show had, which I'm really glad they were able to keep that. Overall, I would probably give this show a 4.5 out of 5, just because there was a few things here and there that I kind of wish they did differently, or a few things I wish they added, and some things that kind of just got left off. But I'm sure most of those things, if not all of them, will get resolved when Season 2 comes out next year. So I can't wait to see Season 2. If you are a Marvel fan, or a Daredevil fan, or any sort of like comic book fan, I would 100% recommend you watch this show, because it was such a good, well done show. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video.